Good evening. It's a sad day today in this community. It's a sad day in Owen County. It's a sad day in Spencer. It's a sad day for the state of Indiana. What we've learned over the course of the last 48 hours brings these people that are beside me here and every volunteer that we have to the brink of their professionalism. And because of that, we're able to bring more information to you tonight. Just a few quick introductions here. To my right over here, First Sergeant Rich Myers with State Police, Superintendent Doug Carter with State Police, Owen County Sheriff Sam Hobbs, and Chief of Police Rich Fouch with Spencer Police Department. Just a quick overview of what we found as we've put out in the news release already. A body of a female infant has been discovered near Gosport. That body did match the description of Shaylyn Ammerman. That body was located in a remote area just northeast of Gosport along the White River, actually where Indian Creek meets the White River. And that was due to several investigative efforts by several different law enforcement agencies that led officers to that scene. An arrest has been made in connection with this case. Kyle Parker, age 22, of Spencer, has been arrested. Again, it is in conjunction with this case. His charges have yet to be brought forward. I will leave that information to the prosecutor's office. An autopsy for the child that was found has been scheduled for tomorrow. For that autopsy, we are hopeful that a positive identification will be made and also a cause of death. And I anticipate that information to be brought forward within the next few days. Of course, as you all know, these things take days to get through, sometimes weeks. And obviously, all the case will be forwarded to the prosecuting authority afterward. But just let me be really frank here. We've just started. Please don't feel like because we've found a body and that we've made an arrest that this case is anywhere near over. This case is just getting started with more interviews, with more investigative tactics, with everything that we have at our disposal, we will use to bring those who are responsible for this little girl's death to justice. Questions?
What led you to that specific spot in Gosport?
Information that we did receive from witnesses and persons of interest that we were able to get from our detectives led us to that spot.
Was Kyle Parker there that night? Can you go over his relationship?
Right now, his whereabouts at the time of the little girl's went missing, or the time that the little girl was actually dead, we don't know exactly where he was at the time. We do know that he was in the house that night, but we don't know where his whereabouts were. We cannot draw a map right now of what happened when he left that house. Yes?
Did he take the polygraph test today?
I don't know if he was one of the ones that took the polygraph test. I know polygraph tests were administered today. I can find that out for you, but I don't know if he was actually the one that took a polygraph.
Is he the sole suspect, or is there a possibility?
I would say he's definitely a suspect, but there are going to be other persons of interest in this case that we're going to take a look at. Again, nowhere near over. Nowhere near over. We don't know that, he's been arrested. We don't know what his actual role was right now, but we will find out, and if there are others involved, those people will be brought in as well.
Can you talk at all about what makes you confident enough to arrest this person? What led you to...
Information that was received. It takes so much evidence and time to interview people. The information that we received, we were able to corroborate with other facts of the case, with other evidence that was seized, and that is how we are confident enough to make the arrest and to bring it before a prosecuting authority.
Is he a friend of the family, or is he...
That was asked earlier, Chase, and I don't know if he is a family member. I would assume he's a friend because he was in the house or he was invited into the house. He was allowed to be there at the time. But if he's a family member, I have yet to find out about it.
How were the respective families notified that you made this discovery?
we sent officers over there to their homes and told them, before the news release went out to you guys, before it hit social media, we wanted to make sure that they were aware that a body was found, yet to be identified, but matching the description of Shaylyn.
What are the steps that have been taken since 6 o'clock? You were just notified.
What are the steps that were taken?
Yeah, after 6 o'clock, what was kind of the chain of events?
Interviews, evidence, seizing of evidence, leading out to the scene. Everything has to be followed in the chain of custody for those events to take place. Obviously, the discovery itself. Our crime scene investigators are at the scene right now. That scene will have security until it is finished.
How quickly was Parker arrested after the body was found?
I don't know when he was arrested. I know it was tonight. I couldn't tell you a time. It would be speculation on my part to say an arrest time.
Can you describe the scene where the body was found?
Rural,
A little bit more?
very rural, right up against where the water would meet. It appeared that if the river would overflow or if the river would flood, the area where the body was found in that area. You could tell where there had been some flooding in that area prior. So again, very, very rural area. It's a private access. It's on private property near Gosport.
Is that property owned by Parker and his family member?
I don't know what his name is, but again, it is privately owned. You would have to search the Owen County documents for that information. I don't know who the landowner is.
With the flooding, do you think the body came out of the river?
I don't think so. I don't think the flooding, I'm sorry for the confusion there. I don't think the flooding happened today. You could tell there had been flooding in that area, just trying to give you a picture of the proximity to the water.
So you believe she was brought there and left there?
I believe so, yes. She clearly would not have made it any other way unless she was brought to that scene.
Kurt, do you
Yeah,
have
Mike.
anybody else that's being held for questioning right now?
Not being held, but persons of interest, definitely, that we're going to be talking to. Again, this is not even close to over.
Have you cleared any members of the family, in particular the father and grandmother, the people that were in
To say clear is a pretty bold word. At this point in the investigation, I would not use that word. I would still say that we are interested in speaking to these people to get the full story, and that's what we would love to do. We would love to clear them of any suspicion or any action. That will be our goal, but clearly in those investigations, other things come out, and we go from there for the investigative process.
Sergeant, you talked yesterday about how strenuous this was for
Yeah.
many of the officers and volunteers, many of them being parents. What was
Yeah.
that moment like, the realization for the hundreds of people that helped that you had found?
Yeah, it's, to bring a community together takes a lot. And in a tragic way like this community has come together in an outstanding way. It's like, really, I've been on for 22 years, and I can only remember 3 or 4 times where a community has really come together through bad weather, situations like that. But when you gather all these agencies together, all the volunteers, and you work together for a common cause, a common goal, to find a little girl in this case, you just see determination in everybody's eyes. Nobody's going home. Nobody wants to stop. What can I do to help? I fielded hundreds. It felt like hundreds of emails today. How can I help? How can I help? I have boots and a bottle of water. I want to help. You don't ever want to turn those people away. You want to give them something to do, but that's how tight-knit this community is. They all came together and helped, and it gives me goosebumps just talking about it.
Chief, do you have anything you want to add? Or anything that you could speak to? I mean, being a member of this community and being part of this from the beginning, if you could move in front of the mic as well.
And could you specifically talk about, this community has seen a lot of tragedy over the last year or so. I think the sheriff can attest to that as well. We've lost a lot of children specifically. Can you touch on that, what that does to?
I can tell you it's rough on everyone, and I'll just leave it at that. It's rough on everyone involved. Your question again?
Yeah, just if you have any comment, being a part of this community, having been through this from the beginning, you told me it left since it started. I mean, can you just kind of comment on
Yeah, and you'll have to excuse me. I am extremely tired. I just want to thank everyone involved. I want to thank all the agencies who participated and helped us bring this to what I'll call the closure. Obviously, like was said, there's a lot of work to do. Thank my town council They kind of opened their doors up and gave me the thumbs up and said, whatever you need, it's yours. And to have a council like that that's pretty supportive of our department means a lot. I want to thank the general public. They took care of us the last couple of days. And obviously, we had a lot of people that wanted to volunteer, and I had a lot of calls asking how they could help. And obviously, we can't take everybody at some times. You know, I mean, there's points where people can help, but there's also points where we know that we have to keep these agencies working together. There's just certain things that that has to be done before we can involve the general public. But I just want to thank everybody for their help, their support, and their understanding.
Chief, had you spent much time going over there? Was this a house that you guys visited frequently, were called out to frequently, or anything like that?
Not necessarily.
Sheriff Sam Hobbs. Any questions for Sheriff?
Any questions?
Sheriff, do you want to mention anything like I asked Rich about the impact of losing children has on us?
Well, as the chief said and everybody else said, I'm probably not as good with my emotions as some people are. First of all, I give God all the glory for his love and mercy and grace that he gives to us each and every day. And I've got children, I've got grandchildren, about everybody has children. Anytime you lose a child, it hurts. It hurts us all. But the love that was poured out through this community from not only law enforcement side, volunteer side, the community coming together, the food, the shelter that they provided for us, like Rich said, town council, the county council, county commissioners. The thing that holds me together is knowing that the little girl is safe with God now, and the biggest asset that this community has for one another, and I've seen it many, many times, and I'm sure I'll see it again before the good Lord calls me home, is the prayers that come out from this community and surrounding communities. That's our strength. Is our faith. We're a faith-based community. We're a faith-based department, and we'll hold to our faith.
Sergeant, if I may ask again, you mentioned the autopsy. You mentioned the fact that
Yes.
investigators are guarding the scene right now.
Yes.
Is there anything else in particular you can outline for us that will be happening in the coming hours, tomorrow morning, tomorrow specifically?
We're hopeful. We want to know cause of death. Okay, that's what we want to know. Clearly, we want to get a positive identification. We feel like we know that's Shaylyn. We need to get a positive identification first. We want to know the cause of death so we can know where do we go from here. Who do we talk to now? What do we name the case? It's not a missing persons case anymore once we've identified her. So that's where we go from here. Could take days, could take weeks. Just depends on what happens, who cooperates and who doesn't, that type of thing. Superintendent Doug Carter.
Just very briefly, it's amazing to me the amount of communities around Indiana that get the very essence of their conscience shocked, and this certainly is no different than that. I came down here tonight because I heard so much about this community, I heard so much about what these incredible law enforcement officers and agencies were doing, and I came down to support the community and to support them. Sergeant Durnall made it very, very clear that this is just beginning. And he means every single word of that. There's a tremendous amount of work to do. There are a lot more long days and lots of hours coming to this in order to help this community heal. If there's anyone out there that has any information about this, we ask that you please, please come forward. Because we won't stop until we've talked to every single person that we can possibly talk to. The community is going to have lots of answers. Lots of questions. We won't have those answers right away. But I hope that you'll be patient. I think the chief and the sheriff properly articulated the incredible support that this community has given. And you all should be very, very proud of that. And please know that we are, and we will not rest until it's done.
Anything else?